You want to talk about full circle? Well, how about this one? The Sixers are officially hosting the Brooklyn Nets in the first round of the NBA playoffs. Perfect. What is going on, everyone? RB here. Welcome into Philly Take with RB. Hit the like button if you enjoy this content. Be sure to subscribe and hit that bell down below. That way you don't miss any of the coverage coming up as we get ready to cover the entire playoffs. We'll be live every game on YouTube and Playback TV. As always, all those links down below. Be sure to check them out. I'm pumped, man. I cannot wait. This is going to be a very interesting start to the playoffs. You want to talk about full circle. You want to talk about Sixers, Nets, the trade, the playoffs, the debacle of Brooklyn this year, all that stuff coming full circle. And here we are, first round. I did not think it would be these two teams going up against each other, but here we are. However, we need to start out today by recognizing greatness. Yes, I'm going to say it like I do every single day. And after last night, it's a lot sweeter. That is right. Joel Embiid is officially the back-to-back NBA scoring champion. He had 30.6 points per game last year. And what does he do? He follows it up with 33.1 points per game this year. As I said here on Twitter, generational talent who just keeps getting better. Now, before we talk about Joel Embiid, just think about this. Think about how insane this is. Now, there is one game left. And to be fair, if Joel was to play in that game, he could get down to as low as 32.6. However, anybody with some sense knows that Joel is not going to play this game tomorrow. I don't think anybody's going to play this game. Ironically enough, you're playing the Brooklyn Nets, but it's Easter Sunday, last game of the year, doesn't mean anything. And that is, just going to be kind of a scrap game. So Joel Embiid most likely will finish 33.1 points per game this year. I mean, that is unbelievable. That is unreal. It's almost impossible for a center in the modern day NBA not only to average 33 plus per game, but win back-to-back scoring titles. Joel Embiid, just think about him getting drafted, everything he went through down the timeline, and here he is winning back-to-back scoring titles. And you know what's hopefully most likely coming next. Shout out to Joel Embiid on an incredible year. Luka Doncic last night lost for the Dallas Mavericks. He only played the first quarter, and he's going to finish with 32.4 points per game, and he can't catch Joel Embiid. So Joel will become the first center to win back-to-back scoring titles since Bob McAdoo did it 3 years in a row, 1974 to 1976. And let's be honest, the game was a whole lot different in the 1970s. So for Joel Embiid to come out here and do this is just, it's insane. And by the way, he's the first guy to do it, to win back-to-back scoring titles since who? James Harden. Man, insane. Talk about full circle. In terms of last night, though, what a game. We were on the live stream. I was not expecting nearly anything in terms of what happened, and the Sixers end up beating the Atlanta Hawks. Couple thoughts. How did the Sixers lose to the Atlanta Hawks a couple years ago? We all know how they lost, right? Anybody with a brain. But at the end of the day, still, how did they lose? That Atlanta team, that core is still intact for the most part, and man, they stink. They lost to the Delaware Bluecoats. They lost to Jaden Springer. They lost to Mac McClung. They lost to the rest of the guys. They shot at the Jalen McDaniels and Springer and Niang for hitting a big shot. All the guys, they showed up big last night. But how did Atlanta lose? Atlanta's about to play in the play-in. Honestly, they should be disqualified for losing last night. They really should. Absolutely insane. Shout out to Jaden Springer. I want to show you the clip here. Shout out to Aiden here on Twitter. This is the last play of the game. And to be honest, I don't want to go overboard yet. But Jaden Springer at 19, 20 years old, former first-round pick. A lot of people gave up on him, including myself, just because we didn't see the potential. I'm not saying he's there yet. He has a lot of work to do offensively in terms of his form technique. But you know what? I might be wrong about Jaden Springer. Because right now, this kid looks like a player. He looks like he has some game to him, and he has improved a lot. I mean, obviously, he balled out in the G League, which is really just completely different. But seeing him last night in game action against the Hawks starters, against Trae Young, an elite guard, and look at what he did with the game on the line. And Springer had a career-high 19 points. Look at this play, though, man. His defensive instincts are key. They're key, and if he can just improve that offensive form, he could really be a player, man. 4 seconds ago. This was in regulation. Sixers win it in overtime. Nice play by Jaden to move his feet. Here's some additional plays from Jaden Springer last night. I mean, he was just pesting. He was all over Trae Young. Trae got his, the NBA page and all that, they were gloating about Trae. First guy with 20 and 20 assists. Well, guess what? You did it in a loss to Jaden Springer and the Blue Coats. It doesn't matter that he had 20 and 20. They lost. Springer was on him all night, and I actually thought he played him pretty well. His help defense is nice. His instincts, he's always getting a hand in there somehow. He can run the break. And even that little mid-range shot, it almost reminded me a little bit of a Kawhi Leonard mid-range shot. If he can get that form improved, man, Jaden Springer might be a player. The Sixers might have something going forward in the future. But yeah, let's talk about it. So it is official now. The Sixers are playing the Brooklyn Nets in the first round of the NBA playoffs. How do you feel about that? What will the series be like? I'm going to reserve my thoughts because, as I said last night, I will be dropping an official preview prediction video for every Sixers playoff series, kind of how I have in previous years, just with a little bit extra this year. But yeah, I'm going to break down this series, talk about the main points, the keys, the highlights, all that stuff as to what you need to know. We'll have a couple big collabs this week, so be sure to be on the lookout for that. Hit the notification bell if you have not yet. But my initial thoughts are the Sixers really got lucky here. They really did. And I know there's going to be people out there saying, oh, the Nets play hard, this and that. Come on now. The Nets are nothing of what people expected at the beginning of the year. They have a completely different team. You know I love Mikal Bridges as a Sixers fan and Nova guy. But at the end of the day, man, the Nets have nothing to compete with the Sixers. The Sixers should be able to handle this as easy as possible. They can have a week of rest now, essentially, and hopefully can get more rest if they can finish the Nets early to get ready for a gauntlet of a second round. That's what they need to do. They need to take care of business. And the Sixers need to come out here and put the Nets to rest and talk about full circle with the trade and everything. And then Ben Simmons won't be playing, obviously. I wish he was. But just seeing how everything came full circle is just crazy, man. It really, really is crazy. At the end of the day, I didn't imagine that it would be these three right here against these three. This is the core for the Brooklyn Nets. You're telling me that Mikal Bridges, and I am expecting one game of a Bridges masterclass. I know there will be a game where he drops 50, all right? Bridges, Cam Johnson, and Spencer Dinwiddie, and Nick Claxton. You are telling me that those guys can beat the Sixers? Get out of here. Get out of here. This is going to be one of those classic first-round series. You just got to go through. You got to finish your business. But if the Sixers play around, then yeah, the Nets might have a shot. They might have a shot. Got to play some defense on the perimeter, right? As of right now, with one game to go, here are the standings, and here are how the play-ins are going to shape out most likely. Who do you think is going to get upset, if anybody? Could this be a year where you finally see some upsets? I've been talking about how there's, very shaky teams in here, right? Even some of the top seeds, I can't be 100% confident in. I think the entire Western Conference is wide open. I think it's wide open. Even, the Suns-Warriors first-round series could go either way. It's going to be very interesting. The Cavs-Knicks could go either way. I think there's going to be a lot of interesting ones, and I could even see, maybe a hot take, I could see Miami sneaking in there and giving Boston a 6 or 7 game series. So we'll have to wait to see how it plays out. The Sixers need to take care of business. It is going to be very sweet taking down the Brooklyn Nets and just finishing off that whole convo from before. Their fans have been quiet. Obviously, their whole team just fell apart and blew up mid-season. Now they have a new core. Do they have a good future? Maybe, with Mikal Bridges. I mean, I trust in that guy. He has been playing even crazier out of his mind. Bridges looks like a future superstar, and it sucks that he's in Brooklyn. But at the end of the day, Sixers are worried about getting to that second round and trying to be as healthy as possible. That's another thing. If James Harden is not 100% healthy, the Sixers might struggle in this series. They need a healthy Harden and Embiid. I've said it all year. We'll see if it happens, and I'll give a lot more perspective on that here in a couple days when we drop the preview video. Last thing I want to say is your boy is almost there. 54-28 was my record prediction. One game off. Guess what? One game to go. I said they would be 54-29, and guess what? If they lose tomorrow, bada boom, bada bing. Now, I did say second seed. They're going to finish in the 3rd seed. But hey, close enough. Give me your thoughts, though, down below, guys. Just wanted to hop on here and give my initial thoughts. I think the Sixers got the best end of the stick here, and I think they should be able to handle this first-round series and get it done. Shout out to the Delaware Bluecoats, along with some of the Sixer backups, for getting good minutes in last night and getting a W. Good to see McDaniels, Niang getting in the rotation because guess what? They're going to be key. The Sixers are going to need them to hit some big shots, just like George Niang hit that sidestep to win it last night. What a thriller. What a game. And we'll see how it all plays out. Like I said, we'll be live every playoff game, so be sure to tune in and experience it with the community. That being said, appreciate everybody for tuning in. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Give me all your thoughts down below, and I will catch you all on the next one. Peace.